Hello and welcome. Let's continue on with the cryptocurrency charts not shown within this that are worth note. Steam has been very interesting as it was a number I called at 6,000, but I didn't call where the spike would go up to. I thought about 12, 14,000 would be good. It has made it close to 30,000 so far. Huge rally. NAV has had a good week, but I still don't trust it. Find it very difficult to find high percentage plays. Neos, one of the few charts that really hasn't changed much, still in its good trading range. But without further ado, let's get started. NMC, which I wrote, is a high risk, high reward play, and boy, was it ever high reward. I had no part of it, but I stayed at a nice volume rally that has given back a lot of its gains and these downtrend charts. I have a hard time wanting to try to even play after bounces like it has. Normally on test 4 of a key low, I would recommend stay away with the 2000 handle here being a fourth test. Because the last move rallied to 3500 on this volume, I would think it could at least bounce to 2400, which was like here. If that level is tested for a 20% gain, the warning is support can shoot hard and fall 40 or more percent like it is nothing. And this is law of polarity. If it can shoot hard down, then it can obviously do the opposite. Upside, the story will change large if the 35 area is taken out. And this was the 35 area right in here. And the story did change large. So that's what I now want to go over. So we have a high here of 12,000, a low in at 2511. And whenever you got these big moves, a lot of times they'll just fail like it's no tomorrow, and sometimes it'll grind its way lower, sometimes it'll crash its way lower. And sometimes you'll have your consolidation, whether it's through time or price or even upwards gain, but have movement with lower volume. And this is a lot of indecision on whether this rally is going to be real or not. Now let's take a look at some key numbers within Fibonacci. And the main ones are 45, 64, which would be somewhere above into here. Probably a pierce below this number. And 6602, which would be somewhere here. So what has happened, it has come down close to the first key Fibonacci level, and it has been resisting this mark, showing a bit of strength within it. This is a case where the secondary levels are going to be very important. And the first one on the upside is going to be 82.96. That I think is going to be key. And on the downside, we're going to be looking in at 36, 32. It's basically the numbers in between each one. Now, I'm looking at a linear chart, and these numbers are adjusted to logarithmic movements, which is the way charts move. And so those would be the key areas. And as far as breaking this upside, I'm looking at a target of 31,000. And breaking down below this level, a target down of 955. But as far as momentum is concerned, if you see that this is holding well above here, then there most certainly is good reason to go long when you're seeing it here, because if it's holding well above here, then obviously at least the move could bring you up here. And when we see what Steam has done today, when we see what this has done, the maximum gains are almost impossible to determine. But when you get into situations where if you sell here and you bought here, you still win. You just didn't win as much. And let's continue on further. Let's take a look at NXC, which has a key resistance level in at 57.86. Right in here, that's going to be a key point to get over. But Fibonacci, huge level right now between this point, and this is on multiple levels. This is on two different time frames. How big this point is, a level which was resistance now is being supported, or at least it's looking as if it's being supported. It's supporting this 18 average as it is, but on the break of 57.86, I really like the chances that this thing can make it up to 76.17 and 78.18. Where do these two numbers come from? Well, Fibonacci. One of them is Fibonacci upside from this high and this low, and the other is the 61.8% level from this high and this low. And that's why I'd be looking for a move towards that level. Let's continue on further. Let's take a look at LBC on its daily time frame. I think that was already supposed to have been previous done. Let's move on to the one that I might have missed one now that I think about it. Anyway, let's just move on with the broadcast. PASC. That wasn't supposed to happen. LBC should have been moved and deleted anyway. PAC has got a range of 1358 and 1950 from here to here, which has a key Fibonacci marks in at 1559. I mean, these areas are just hitting. And 1658. Very interesting story to say the least, because you've got this high volume rally and consolidation, which is showing success right now. You got a rally coming in on high volume, but nowhere near as high. That's what you want. So this thing looks as if momentum might easily continue to work within. Up target is 2439. That's where I'll be looking for it to continue on further to. And breaking down with this thing, if this thing ultimately fails, well, there's some key Fibonacci levels in at 1559, 1479 would be an area within here matching previous resistance. Let's move on to PPC. I'm just going to really show this one, and it's got a decent setup, but it's kind of, I'm just scared of this chart. So yeah, it's got a pattern of finding support within this 18 average band. It's within this range right now. And within forward momentum, it looks good to go, but I don't trust it. So I'm not going to be playing it. And now let's take a look at the REP chart, which has a range of 3,700 to 8,800. An interesting move within the week. And now I'm in an I don't know situation, but let's take a look at some key numbers. We have the Fibonacci coming in at 6320, which would be somewhere around here. And then we have the alternate Fibonacci right now in at 7173, which is basically where it's testing in at this stage. If this thing can continue hold some momentum, a little bit on the shorter time within just this last few day range, then maybe it can show signs as if it's ready to continue on forward. But the 18 average, it's well above it, and it's got a lower key Fibonacci at 5152. So then if you see weakness below here, this could be a pretty fast move. I think that's one of the key things to worth note about this chart. It does come with some high risk, high reward. Breaking above this upside, I have 15,000 as a first key upside Fibonacci level. And with all these upside targets, it's almost difficult to tell, other than wild moves, to say the least. And if you call point A to point B, and as long as point B is higher than point A, which is where you're selling at B, the gain that you are looking for within your analysis, if B is much higher than what you got it at, big deal. So if you go from 10 to 15 on something when it goes to 40, yeah, it would have been nice to get, but you increased, you made a successful winning wager when the cards were all dealt and the chips were paid out. Okay, then. So thank you for tuning in. I'll continue with the rest of them throughout the weekend on Saturday, and if not completed by then, on Sunday. Take care.